now we are going to say, first of all, we want to create something. Okay, so for the creating, we are just going to say router dot post, and when someone calls a post method, okay, so I would simply say when someone calls a post method, I want to actually first of all look for one token. Okay, so I'll just say we are going to create a middleware here. I'll just right click, new file, and I would simply say we have to look for odd tokens. So I would simply create a odd token. When you want to create a task, first of all, you must make sure that the user is logged in or not, right? So first of all, we would be calling a middleware which simply checks that the user is logged in or not. That means here itself, we are going to verify the user's tokens. Okay, so you can see here itself, we are going to verify the user's token. So what I'll do is similar to the error middleware, I would simply paste it here, and let me just name it something else, check auth token. So again, we won't be having anything here. We would be just having this API, and here we would just say that what is it's going to return. It's just going to say that next is it, and I would just say in my request, I would just modify req okay is true. That means my token is verified. Right now I'm assuming my token is verified, okay is true, and I'm sending it forward. And also whatever is the user, I'm going to send that also forward. So req dot suppose user id, I'm going to send this forward. Okay, and I'm just going to say user 123. Okay, so from here, first of all, we are going to verify the token. From that token, we are going to say that if token is verified, so I would just say OK is true. And also I would extract user ID. Do you remember that I saved user ID in the token, right? So I have right now I've hard-coded things, but assume that we extracted these data from the token and then we sent it forward. We sent it forward where? Here in this page. Okay, so in this page we are going to call our middleware, that is check or token middleware. Okay, so I'm just going to name it like this, auth token handler, and it's again inside middleware's directory. And inside middleware's directory, I have to look for check auth token. So I think I have named this properly, check auth token. Okay, already included in the file name. I think the naming is incorrect somewhat. Check auth token. Okay, I'm just returning it like this, and we are okay. I think this error would be going later on, but you can see in my console I'm not getting any error, so you can see everything is fine here, right? So now we are saying that we got the auth token handler. That means whenever you are trying to post something, so first of all you always need to check that if the user is logged in or not. Okay, so if the user is logged in or not, so for that we have to simply call our auth token handler here. So that's how you actually call middlewares when you want to call it for some specific APIs. If you want to call the middleware for all APIs, what you actually do is you would simply see that here what we did was we simply added the middleware at the end, and we simply called next everywhere. Okay, we simply called next everywhere. So you can watch the last video, you would understand everything. So right now let's come back to task routes. Okay, I think I would need to say dot slash inside middlewares. Inside this I have to look for check auth token and close this. I'm not sure why we are actually getting this error, but everything is fine. The imports are working. Later on we'll see. So you can see we are simply checking when we want to add something, that means save to database. We want to save a task to database. First of all, we'll check if the user is logged in or not. If user is logged in, then it would actually return OK true and user ID from the token which we extracted, and we are simply going to send it further. So send it further, that means here we are now here. So what we would do is we would simply try to get the ID. Okay, so now if I write console dot log req dot user id, so what would actually happen, the user id extracted from this middleware would be sent forward. So I would get this id here, and now let me just, I would just say res dot json, and I would just say okay as req.ok. From req, what did we send is we simply sent true, right? So here itself we got true. Okay, so now let's try to hit this API. So if I call a post method here, so post method, now if I click this, you can see okay is true, and in my console I got user 123. That means till now we are working fine here, right? That means I verified that user is logged in. Obviously this is hard coded, so we have to check token. How we are going to get token till here? So first of all, when you are logging in, you can see in the user routes what we did was we were logging in, right? We were generating tokens. We generated the token and user got this token, but we are going to save the token somewhere, right? So we are going to save this token into our cookies. For that we actually need to use cookies here, right? So what we'll do is we'll simply say we are going to have res.cookie. Okay, so I'll just say res.cookie, res.cookie, and we are going to say that it would be named like this auth token. It would be named like this, my cookie would be named like this auth token. I'm just saying that my cookie would be with this value, and you have to simply write HTTP true, and that's it. Okay, so I'll just copy this and paste it here, and this time it's refresh token. Okay, so refresh token. Okay, refresh token. So you can see this is done. Now after this, what I have to look for is when I log in, are these tokens saved into my cookies or not? So you can see when the user tries to log in, and the user tries to log in, you can see this is the login API. Inside this I have email and password, right? So now if I try to log in, if I click on send, so you can see it has gotten these tokens. Now if I go to my cookies, so you can see after this you would get the things in your cookies also. That means now tokens are saved into your cookies. So now if I go to other page of my website, that means your front end user from backend, I send cookies to the front end, automatically into their website cookies would be stored. So now from other page of the website, if I go to cookies, so again you can see I got auth token and refresh token. That means I am now able to get the cookies. So what I will do is whenever I am now calling the middleware, whenever I am now calling the middleware, here I have to look for the cookies. So what I would do is I would simply call the cookies here. Okay, so I would just say from the cookies extract what? Extract auth token and refresh token. Okay, so extract auth token and refresh token. So I would just first of all print these. So console.log auth token, and again I would simply say console.log refresh token. So whenever check auth token is called, so I would also say console.log inside check auth token middleware. So here guys, you can actually see once you send this, what actually happens is when you logged in here, you saved those tokens to your cookies, right? Here you can see we would be able to get this easily. Okay, so when I call this task routes, first this middleware is called, the post request first this middleware is called. Inside this middleware we simply ask for token, and right now we are just printing this. Later on we will be extracting details like user ID from these tokens. Okay, so let's test this first of all. So now if I click on send, you can see that we got an error, cannot read properties. Why we are not able to read the properties? Because these tokens are saved, but when you want to use this, you have to actually use cookie parser. Okay, so for that we have to just go to index.js, and here guys we actually have to use one more package, that is cookie parser. Okay, so you just need to install cookie parser. So just add cookie parser here. So it actually allows to read cookies. Okay, so cookie parser is used for that. You can save cookies easily, but for reading the cookies you have to use the cookie parser. So I would simply type npm I cookie parser. That's it. So once you install cookie parser, you just need to type app.use cookie parser, and it would allow you to read cookies also. Okay, so I would simply say app.use cookie parser. That's it. So you can see that I've simply used it. Now what would happen? Now if I try to click on this, so you can see that now I'm actually able to get this. And what else? So you can see in your console also you are able to get this. So inside check auth token middleware, you are able to get the cookies. That means now we are inside check auth token middleware. Okay, check auth token middleware. So here we are going to check our cookies. So first of all, I would just say that if cookie doesn't exist, if cookies doesn't exist, so we are going to send an error. So I would simply going to send the error. That means auth token failed, authentication failed. That is no authentic auth token or refresh token provided. So you know, in some cases when you visit any website and you clear the cookies, you automatically log out. It actually happens because of this. If you don't have the cookies, so you have to log in again. Okay, if you don't have the cookies, you have to log in again. So in that case, I'm simply sending this error. So guys, now we have simply gotten the tokens from the cookies. So right now you might be wondering what's the exact logic. So we are going to cover the exact logic of auth token. Why do we actually need this in the next video? So I hope you understood the at least one logic, that is how to actually extract tokens from the cookies. Now we are going to learn how to use these tokens, how they actually help you to stay authenticated or log out whenever needed. So that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Till then, have a good day. Bye bye.